All right. Good morning and welcome to the Daily Intention. It is September 20th, and we are going to prime ourselves for the day. I have a nice new camera here today. Hopefully, you like it. And the Daily Intention is set to get you started right on your day to make sure you always do the things that matter throughout your day. So, what matters is making sure you stay fit, making sure your mind stays sharp, and making sure you work on your business. That is very important to me. So let's see what I have put together for you today so that you can start your day with something constructive. For that, I'm going to show you the agenda of the day. So first, we're going to talk a little bit about fear, not too much, but we're going to talk about how fear relates to the important things in life. Then we're going to talk briefly about how we can get more clients on LinkedIn. Very, very important. And I will also build a landing page for the Daily Intention for this show. And for that, I will show you today how we can connect a domain name to a landing page builder that I like to use. There's so many out there, but this is the one that I like to use. We bought the domain name already yesterday, so that's already taken care of. All right, and with that said, we're going to move on to something else, and that is talking about fear. Okay, fear is something that in my life has always been a friend to me, because when you have fear, it kind of shows you an indication of what you might have to work on in your life. It shows you there is something that you can tackle around which you can grow. It is often an indicator as to where great things can come from. But also sometimes it is just outright a warning signal, right? And you need to be able to distinguish between the two moments in life where on the one hand it is a warning signal where you should really not proceed any further, and on the other hand it is fear. It is a signal that shows you this is something where you can grow. This is something where you should take a leap of faith and see what's next for you. Type agree in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Type agree in the chat if you have ever experienced fears where you know this is something where I can get to the next level if I tackle this. Some people say being successful in business is all about overcoming those fears non-stop. And I would say in many cases that is very true, because I can clearly see that when you are on your journey throughout business, what happens often is that you reach a plateau in your business. A plateau meaning this is a level where you struggle to make more money, where you struggle to expand, where you struggle to grow your team. And that usually, in order to fix that and address that, you need to do something new. You need to do something different. And usually we are worried about doing that very thing. So what might that be? Well, very often it involves bringing on people onto your team so that you have help. Scary thing. It can also involve delegating tasks that you have been used to doing yourself, and now all of a sudden someone wants you to take that out of your hand and untrust it with someone else. Also very scary. Sometimes it also means that you need to invest more money into your business. You might have to take out a loan, or you might have to touch those savings and push them into your business. Sometimes it means embracing new technology, embracing new ways of doing things in your business so that they are more fine streamed and that they are more in line with something that can scale fast. What I have found is that each time I have ever overcome a fear in my life, it brought out much greatness. Number one, the first time I did that was when I took a leap of faith and I embraced my American dream. In 2010, I won a green card. And what that meant is that I had to give up my profession, my very secure job that I had held for over 10 years. And I had to take a sabbatical and tell my employer, listen, I'm going to go to the United States and I'm going to start from scratch as a student. And then I'm going to see if I can build up a new life over there. And it was a scary thing. Everybody told me not to do it, but it turned out to be the best decision ever of my life, because I am living my American business dream now. I went to the United States. I was a student at the age of 28. I started learning a new set of skills. It was actually interactive media studies. So I learned how to program websites. I learned how to speak in front of a camera. I learned how to design, to build websites, build software, and all of that. Online marketing, all of that. And then I worked for about a year as a software developer. And then I took yet another leap of faith and started being self-employed, being a freelancer, then growing an agency to the point where we are now. I am the CEO of a 7-figure business and everything's going quite well. Very, 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 very good feeling. And this is what you can achieve too if you overcome your fears. Now, speaking of fears, one of the greatest fears that some people have online when they want to get more clients is making sure they come across as authentic in a way where they stand out from the crowd. And that, my dear friends, typically has to do with using video and also with using live events, such as this event here right now. It's live, and that means that nobody can script me in advance, right? I need to be able to just speak in the moment, speak from my experience, speak from my expertise. But all of these things are very powerful when it comes to growing your business on LinkedIn, for instance, and also finding clients on LinkedIn. So I recorded a few thoughts about that when I was at the park 2 days ago, and I'm about to show you that. Well, hello, and we are at McAllister Park, and as you can see, we have a coach and children practicing for soccer. And what I take away from that is that some of these children might become really good at soccer at some point, but they start early and they have a coach. And really, it's like that with everything in life.
You need to start early. The earlier you start, the higher the chance of success, and you need to have a coach. So for some of you, with what you're trying to do in business, you didn't start as children. You're waiting for the right moment, and the right moment is now. The best time to start was years ago. The second best time to start is now. And when it comes to leveraging this platform that you are seeing this video on, LinkedIn, I can tell you that you have two coaches waiting for you that will take you to your highest potential. It's Shanae Moray and myself, and we have a challenge prepared for you, a lead challenge, during which you will learn to optimize your profile, to leverage features such as LinkedIn newsletters, LinkedIn live events, and we will also teach you what kind of content to create to make sure you get seen by your top 20% clients. Those people who pay you the most for the least amount of effort because they value your expertise. You're being measured by the results you bring, not by the time you put in. And that is the true path to success in business. So if you are interested in learning with Shanae Moray and myself, then I highly recommend going to yougrow.club, yougrow.club, or you can use the link in my profile here on LinkedIn.
All right. So if you are interested in joining that challenge, then I would ask you to go to the email to the address blended in yougrow.club. So I do have someone who left me a message here in the chat. Let's see. Um, we have Sydney Alves who says, "Oh, so I don't speak Portuguese, but I kind of understand it a little bit. And I used some technology here to help me translate this." So he says, "Good morning, guys. May each of us be renewed for the day that begins. It's time to live, to love, and be happy, to stop wasting time with what only sucks our energies and give more value to the blessings we have already enjoyed without realizing it." I would say that is a great, great comment, Alves. Sydney, obrigada, as they say. And I really appreciate you bringing such positive thoughts into my little show here. Now, I'm going to give you more information now on the upcoming LinkedIn Leads Challenge by playing a video where Shanae Moray, the amazing LinkedIn expert who has almost 1 million followers on this platform, and myself will give you a little bit more information about what you can expect. Takes about, I would say, 4 minutes, the video. And after we have looked at that, we'll go to the last segment of today's program where we continue building. I continue building in real time in front of you this landing page for the Daily Intention, the show we are hosting here. And what yesterday we bought a domain name, and some of you voted for it to be the dailyintention.club. So we bought that domain name, and today we're going to connect it to a software that is a Swiss Army knife when it comes to running a business. It has a CRM, it has a website builder, it lets you email people, it lets you text people, all of the good things there. And we're going to connect that domain. Okay, so let me show you the video now. And then if you have questions, by the way, put them in the chat and I'd be happy to address them. I brought that up here. And then we can take a look at that video together.
I have about 1 million followers on LinkedIn and over 365,000 newsletter subscribers.
My name is Shanka Poncelet. I run a successful agency out of San Antonio, Texas. On LinkedIn, I have been able to accumulate 10,000 followers, and I also have thousands of subscribers to the powerful LinkedIn newsletters.
The first day of the challenge, we're going to cover how to optimize your profile, but not the generic optimization trainings that you've probably seen before. We're specifically going to teach you how to position your personal profile on LinkedIn to attract more people like your top 20% clients. And the day of the first training, one of the lucky members of the training is going to get a free live audit. Day 2 of the challenge, you're going to learn how to create a comprehensive LinkedIn content strategy for yourself. You're not only going to learn how to create videos on LinkedIn, text-only posts, polls, and carousels, but you're going to learn how to do it so that you don't waste your time creating a lot of content that does not attract people like your top 20% clients.
That is what will cause people to reach out to you instead of you having to slide into their DMs.
On day 3, we're going to learn how you can not only host live LinkedIn video and live LinkedIn audio events, but how you can host them strategically to not just attract people like your top 20% clients, but to get them to actually convert within 24 hours after your event.
Live events represent the final frontier online, and so very few people know how to do it. But it is one of the most effective ways to build relationship in the digital realm. Then you have opened up the path towards prosperous business relationships, because people work with you because of who you represent. And that is the power that you will open with live events.
And the last day of the challenge, day 4, we're going to teach you how you can leverage LinkedIn newsletters to not just get you clients, but build your private email list. Click the button below to join the challenge if you are a business owner who wants to not just build your brand, but generate inbound clients on LinkedIn.
All right. So if you want to go to that website, you can go to yougrow.club. It's blended in. And then you can easily sign up for that challenge. We'll start in 6 days, actually. So we'll move on to showing you how we use the website builder. I'm going to first show you a website that we built with that same software so that you have somewhat of idea what it's capable of. So if you can see this, I'm typing in San Antonio, FMMA.org into the browser. It's an organization I am the chapter leader of the San Antonio Free Market Medical Association. By the way, we have a great event coming up if you are local. As you can see here, Shanks, that's, by the way, my my business, right? The one that has made me so successful, the Shanks Healthcare Marketing. All right, so that's possible to build with this software. Now, what the back end of this software looks like is shown here. I'm gonna have to share the correct screen for you. One moment. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the back end of the software. There's a lot going on here. I cannot possibly show you everything, but as I'm logged in here, and you see this is branded with my company. So as I'm logged in here, I come down here to domains, and in domains, let me reload this. In domains, I can connect as many domains as I want to this software. As you can see, I have already growmybusiness.solutions, and I have page.shanks.io. But what I want to add now is the domain name that I bought, which, if you remember correctly, is the daily intention.club. So what is really nice is that I can have as many domains as I want managed in this software, right? So I'm not just restricted to one, I can have hundreds if I want. So the software is asking me if I also want the www version, and I don't, because nowadays people have started getting used to just having the root of the domain with the extension. This is the root, the daily intention, that's what we call the root. And then this is the extension .club. Okay, so I won't use the www, which stands for World Wide Web, of course. So I'm going to unselect that, and then we'll click continue. So now it's setting up the domain and checking if all the DNS records are there. And of course, one is missing, and it is the A record that has this value here, okay? So this is something I need to do where I have registered my domain name. So for a lot of you, that will be GoDaddy, or Namecheap or HostGator, or if you chose my company to be your registrar, you did it with shankshosting.com. So I'm clicking this value, and now I'm going over into my management panel where I'm hosting this domain name. This is in Namecheap, and here you can see the dailyintention.club. I'm going to manage this domain name, okay? And now I'm going to go to advanced DNS, I believe. And then here, see, I can add records in it. So I'm going to add a new record, and it's going to be an A record. And then I will type in the host. We saw that I should have put the @ symbol here, which means for the entire domain name. And then the IP address is what I copied. Okay, so this is just information I got here. A record, host is an @ symbol, and then the value of the IP address. So I'm just and this I can leave to automatic. So I'm just gonna save this change, and that's done. Now we have set up that A record for this domain name. Now, what I'll do now is I'll come back here, and sometimes for these changes to, we call it propagate, sometimes for these changes to propagate all over the internet, it takes several hours. Wait, I need to take a sip of coffee here. But we can try if it was faster in this instance. I click verify records, and what the software does now, it's going and checking with the domain registrar if I have indeed pointed that A record to this IP value. And that is how we connect the domain name to this software. That is how we connect the domain name to this software. That is how basically the world knows, okay, this domain name now points to this Shanks CRM software here. And as you see, it worked, okay? So now I can connect the domain name to a number of websites that I have prepared here in my instance here. So I'm not going to do that just yet. So where do I define those websites? Well, that's easy. I'll come back, and then I click on sites here, okay? And here in my software, I can create an unlimited amount of sites, okay, under websites. So I have two right now. The SaaSpreneur website for people who want to also use this software is $150 a month. By the way, if you want that for yourself, just get in touch with me. And then this is a website that I set up as an example for someone who owns a roofing company. So what might that look like? Well, if we go in here, you see this is what it looks like, okay? This is an example of a roofing company's website that is ready to use in this software. So if I wanted now my domain to point to it, it's of course not set up yet. Look, it's missing the logo and all of that, but that is how this works. So if I wanted my new domain name, thedailyintention.club, to point to this, all I would have to do is here in my software, I'd go back to domains under settings. I'd come to domains. And now with the new domain name, I would edit it. And I would pick as the default page my roofing. Yeah, this is a little bit in the way here, all of that information. But here, my roofing home page. Okay. And then I would click save. Now I won't do that now because I don't want it to go there. Tomorrow we will look at how we can work on building a custom page together, a simple one, a landing page, not a big website, and then connect it together. All right. Let me see. Do you have any questions? Brian Eckert says, I hear coffee makes propagation go faster. Ha, very funny, Brian. Yeah, coffee definitely makes the propagation of my brain cells faster, right? But I'm not so sure about DNS records. But you never know. One can give it a try. I can maybe pour this cup here over the computer. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Brian, for being with me today. I appreciate you. That's really nice knowing that I don't speak to the ether here. Again, that's it for today. If you want to join the LinkedIn Leads Challenge, here's the website, yougrow.club. It's $97 and you have the 4 days with all of the information that I have presented earlier. It's great to start the day with you, overcome a few fears today, whatever that may be, even if it is trying to see if coffee helps your computer. And with that, I'll send you off into your well-deserved day. Well, for most of you, the day means you have a lot of work, right? It's not like it's an evening yet, but yeah, you get the idea. Love, peace, and joy from San Antonio, Texas. And I'll see you again here on the Daily Intention tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central Time.